So I realized something today. Today is 6 weeks since my sterilization. And I figure today's video will be about why I chose not to have children of my own. So the very number one big reason is growing up in a single parent home, my mom, and being in a family of majority single mothers. I know off rip that this plays a major role in my desire not to have children of my own. So, and I will say that this also is probably how I ended up projecting so many stories that I've heard and things that I've saw and projected them onto my own self. I'm just having this realization as I'm sitting here talking about this. But you hear and you see so much growing up, and you take all of this stuff inside, and most of this stuff, does somehow play a role in you as an adult. So I say that to say that growing up amongst a bunch of women that were single moms and getting older and actually talking to women that are single moms. So I guess that in a way plays a major role. I didn't see a lot of two-parent households. And therefore, even my interactions with people outside of my families, a lot of times were also coming from single parent household, and 9 times out of 10, single mothers. I believe we have 2 marriages in my family, and I can only recall 1 or 2 childhood friends that also came from 2-parent households. But everybody else, single moms. I mean, that was just the reality. And so I feel like the more I saw and the more I heard and the more that I learned, I was like actually telling myself, like, oh my goodness, if I became a mom, I was going to be a single mother and having to chase behind some man to try to do right for his child. Just basically telling myself that I'll be dealing with the same thing that all the other women in my life have dealt with. And I'm telling myself this, and then I'm like, you know what? I don't have kids, and I ain't having none. Because I am not about this life. I am not about to deal with that kind of stress. So yeah, that played a major, major role in my decision not to pursue children. The next oh my god, it's so funny. But and then later in life, my mom still became a grandmother through my brother having children. So my mom has 3 children. Me, I'm the oldest. I have a younger brother, and I have a younger sister. My sister passed away in 2019, and she was 22. So no children. So my brother is the only one with children, and with her having that title, I'm glad. We have had some conversations, and she has mentioned, grands and everything. So I'm glad that she has grandchildren, and I'm glad to be an auntie. Hey, win. And the next one is just this journey that I'm on, self-healing, is reason enough to be grateful that I don't have children, as I am sitting in this season of my life getting to know myself and unlearning so much and recognizing the traumas and curses that plague our families, and in particular Black and brown families. So there is just so much to unpack there. And it's like, I tell you, when you actually do the work for yourself to better yourself, your self-awareness becomes so massive. And we are living in a world where every other person is walking around with wounds, wounded people everywhere. And generational curses and traumas are still being passed on as I sit here and make this video. And there is just so much to unpack and unlearn, and so much suffering to alleviate amongst the humans already walking this earth. And it further drives my desire not to bring any humans into the world where we have so many people already here and we all need healing. So, and that's becoming a very big thing for me when it comes to being aware of just how messed up a lot of us are. And while I'm getting to know myself, I'm just thankful to be child free. And I love children. I love other people's kids. I got to be involved in my niece's life and pretty heavily for the first 3 years and some change of her life. And a lot of hands-on auntieing. So, and that was an experience. It really was. But I love the kids. I love other people's kids, and I feel like I'm in a place in my life where even though I am not a parent, that I can still be of use to the youth that we already have walking this earth. And I am more than okay with that aspect of my existence, and just providing some guidance to the ones coming up. So, yeah. Now, I am so glad that I am now sterile, because I knew that this was something I wanted to do for myself, by myself. And I say that because as a single woman, that this decision was 1000% mine. I have read stories in the child free communities where women who wanted to be child free, or men who wanted to be child free, and they wind up writing that their partners changed their minds, only to live to regret that decision. And I find that so, oh, it's just, it's tough. And I do not want to find myself in that situation. So I'm thankful for I'm thankful for making the decision for myself, because here on out, whoever comes into my life, I know that I'm able to say that from Jump Street, and we won't have to worry about that. I do not think I will regret this decision. I only say that because parenting is hard. It's hard. It's a lot. And I say this just from observations. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's one thing to have a job that you can quit and go on about your merry way without no ties. And I know when it comes to parenting, there are a lot of different scenarios, but just saying, this is a 24/7, 365 for the rest of your life job. It comes with its highs and its lows. Don't get me wrong. There's some beautiful things about parenthood. And, I've talked to my mom. I'm always asking about the past and how did she feel transitioning from a single woman to a mother, and just like what were her secret struggles that she didn't allow us to see. I'm having these conversations with her because I want to know, and she has always said, and we've had this conversation several times just to see if the answer kind of changes or whatever. But she's always said that being a mom was the best thing or the best part of her life. And, she just loved loving us. So it's hard. It's a lot. And I feel like even today, with all of this stuff that we learn and that we have to unlearn, it's a lot to do your best to raise a human being, and also just based off of just the information that you know. I feel like I'm going off on a tangent here, so I'm going to wrap this back around. But yeah, it's hard. And I know for sure that I just don't want to sign up for that. No, I don't. Ooh, whew, baby. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to raise a person, and even more to raise a good person. But even that, just it's not one shoe fits all. So it's just a lot of work. And then we're gonna leave it at that. Parenting is just a lot of work. And I humbly opt out. So those are the few reasons why I did what I did, and I stand by my sterilization and deciding to do it. And I'm so happy with that decision. I didn't even know like how relieving it would be, but it was a huge weight off my shoulders. So I hope this helps anyone who's on the fence or still deciding. But yeah, I am more than happy with that. So until next time.